Philadelphia 76ers versus Cleveland Cavaliers. A clash of early season momentum unfolds in Cleveland as the 5-1 Philadelphia 76ers travel to face the 4-3 Cavaliers. Both teams sit near the top of their divisions, Philadelphia leading the Atlantic, Cleveland holding steady in the Central. But their roots have looked very different. The Sixers have powered through opponents behind a high-octane offense, while the Cavs have battled inconsistency but shown flashes of dominance when healthy. The matchup predictor leans toward Cleveland at home, but that only fuels the tension. With both teams carrying playoff-caliber cores, this one feels like a November statement game that could echo deep into the season. Philadelphia's attack has been relentless, averaging 125.7 points per game on 47.9% shooting, including a strong 38.2% from deep and 78% at the line. The ball moves fast, 27.3 assists a night, with pace and spacing built around Tyrese Maxey's explosive control. The Sixers rebound efficiently, 45 per game, and force transition chances with quick perimeter steals, though turnovers, 13.7, remain the one blemish in an otherwise fluid offensive rhythm. Cleveland, meanwhile, sits at 114.1 points per game on 45.6% shooting, anchored by Donovan Mitchell's shot creation and Evan Mobley's inside presence. The Cavs defend with intent, 10.1 steals and 4.7 blocks a game, using length and positioning to offset occasional offensive droughts. Their Achilles heel has been turnovers, 15.7 per game, and streaky perimeter shooting, 34.3% from three, but their defensive structure keeps them in control late. Maxey headlines Philadelphia's charge at a blistering 33.7 points and 9.0 assists per game, shooting 46.3% from the field and nearly 48% from two-point range. He's been the engine of tempo and control, manipulating defenses with pace and confidence. Andre Drummond remains the interior enforcer at 6.7 rebounds per game, while rookie VJ Edgecombe contributes energy and defensive versatility. The Sixers' offensive efficiency has risen thanks to balance. Oubre and Grimes stretch the floor, while Embiid's limited appearances still command defensive gravity. For Cleveland, Mitchell's 29.5 points per game on 55% shooting have carried the scoring load, while Mobley's 18.1 points, 8.9 rebounds, and 2.0 steals highlight his two-way brilliance. Lonzo Ball adds 5.3 assists in limited minutes, and Jarrett Allen's interior efficiency, 57.5% FG, makes the Cavs formidable around the rim. The central duel is stylistic contrast, Philadelphia's pace and shot-making against Cleveland's control and interior defense. The Sixers enter this contest on a steady rhythm, winning 4 of their last 5, including a confident 129-105 victory over Brooklyn and a gritty overtime battle in Washington. Their offense has been clicking, surpassing 120 points in each of those wins, while the bench has shown depth and defensive effort. Cleveland, also 4-1 in their last 5, rebounded from early season hiccups with key wins over Atlanta and Milwaukee. Both teams have steadied their form with sharper ball control and improved transition spacing. Each can close games. The real test is whose tempo sets the tone tonight. All eyes are on the duel between Tyrese Maxey and Donovan Mitchell, two guards driving their team's identities. Maxey's speed, vision, and precision fuel one of the league's most dynamic offenses, averaging 33 points and 9 assists. Mitchell counters with ferocity, shooting 55% from the field and 40% from three as a rhythm scorer. If Maxey controls pace, Philadelphia thrives in transition. If Mitchell slows it down, Cleveland grinds out the half-court battle. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Philadelphia winner. Tactically, Philadelphia's offensive fluidity faces Cleveland's defensive length. The Sixers' spacing and assist rate will be tested by the Cavs' switching ability and rim protection from Mobley and Allen. On the glass, Drummond's rebounding edge may give Philadelphia extra possessions, but Cleveland's second-chance control could neutralize it. The Sixers' bench offers scoring balance, while the Cavaliers' depth is tied to health. Merrill, Allen, and Garland's uncertain availability could tilt the scales. The X factors: three-point rhythm for Philadelphia and turnover control for Cleveland. If the Sixers' shooters stay hot, they stretch the floor too wide for Mobley's coverage. If the Cavs' defense forces early clock shots, they'll own the rhythm. Prediction: Philadelphia 122, Cleveland 116. The Sixers' offensive cohesion and Maxey's relentless creation give them the edge in pace and execution. Cleveland's interior defense keeps it close, but Philadelphia's ball movement and shot consistency ultimately break through late. Expect a high-tempo finish defined by sharp decision-making and a statement performance from Maxey, the kind that echoes across the early season landscape. Washington Wizards versus Boston Celtics. The Wizards travel into TD Garden searching for oxygen after a suffocating 5-game skid, while Boston looks to stabilize its own uneven start. Washington sits at 1-6, last in the Southeast Division, its early season defined by close calls and late-game collapses. The Celtics, 3-5 and 4th in the Atlantic, haven't yet found their rhythm either, but with home court and an 86.9% win probability edge, the numbers hint at a clear favorite. Boston's crowd will expect a course correction. Washington's desperate enough to try and force one. The tale of the tape paints the contrast vividly. The Wizards score 112.6 points per game on 45.3% shooting, hitting 36.7% from deep and just over 70% at the line. Boston averages 110.5 points, but counters with slightly better ball security, stronger rebounding, and a more balanced shot diet. Washington's attack runs through Keyshawn George's 17.9 points and Alex Sarr's inside presence, 17.3 points and 8.4 rebounds with 52.7% shooting. CJ McCollum adds a veteran scoring touch at 12.9 points per night. Boston's identity leans on its wings. Jaylen Brown dominates with 26.8 points, 52.3% shooting, and a 59.4% two-point clip, while Peyton Pritchard orchestrates the flow with 5.2 assists per game. Derek White anchors defensively with 1.6 steals per contest, supported by Neemias Queta's rim presence and 7.6 boards. The defining matchup? Washington's offensive aggression versus Boston's structured switch-heavy defense, a collision between tempo and control. Momentum tells the emotional story. Washington's last 5 games have all been losses, 3 by double digits, including 125-104 to Orlando and 139-134 in overtime to Philadelphia, proof of offensive punch, but defensive collapse. Boston hasn't exactly rolled either, splitting its last 5 with inconsistent shot selection and defensive lapses in transition. The Celtics' last win came 122-90 over New Orleans, showing their ceiling when the defense locks in. The Wizards, however, have been unable to sustain leads, undone by turnovers, nearly 17 per game, and a 62% free throw rate that keeps opponents alive. Boston's struggles are technical. Washington's are structural. The spotlight duel centers on Jaylen Brown versus Keyshawn George, an established star facing an emerging scorer. Brown's 26.8 points come with clinical precision, 52.3% from the field and 38% from 3. His athletic slashes and mid-range consistency make him Boston's stabilizer when possessions break down. George, meanwhile, has become Washington's volume shooter, hitting 55.3% from the floor and 53.8% on threes, though his efficiency often fades under pressure defenses. Sarr's 17.3 points and 8.4 rebounds add an interior counterpoint. But Boston's depth, from Derek White's facilitating to Pritchard's perimeter spacing, gives them multiple ways to neutralize Washington's young duo. Brown's matchup advantage, strength, footwork, and composure feels decisive under home lights. Beyond the stat sheet, Brown's leadership presence and two-way reliability give Boston an emotional edge. He's the tone setter who thrives on defensive assignments just as much as offensive isolation plays. George's raw explosiveness could spark brief momentum swings for Washington, but Boston's collective experience and switch-heavy defense are built to absorb those bursts. Expect Brown to dictate pace early, attacking closeouts and forcing rotations that open the floor for Tatum and Holiday, a rhythm Washington's developing defense may struggle to disrupt. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Boston winner. Tactically, Boston's spacing and defensive integrity shape the matchup. The Celtics allow fewer offensive boards and generate cleaner half-court possessions. Their 22.1 assists per game and 46% overall shooting reflect continuity. Washington's offense is quicker but looser, top-heavy in isolation scoring and vulnerable to turnovers when forced off the first action. The Wizards' interior scoring, 28.02-point field goals per game, shows promise, but without reliable secondary playmaking, possessions stagnate. Boston's three-point defense and rebounding discipline could smother Washington's rhythm early. The Wizards' only real variable is pace. If Sarr and Bilal Coulibaly can push in transition and draw Keita away from the rim, they might disrupt Boston's spacing. Depth clearly favors Boston, whose veteran poise and shot creation outweigh Washington's youthful inconsistency. Prediction: Boston 118, Washington 105. The Celtics' balance and shot efficiency should wear down the Wizards' defense by the third quarter. Jaylen Brown's inside-out versatility and Boston's half-court discipline give them the clear edge, while Washington's defensive rotations and poor free-throw conversion limit their upset chances. Expect the Garden to feel calm confidence, a statement win that steadies Boston's early turbulence. And New Orleans Pelicans versus Dallas Mavericks. The New Orleans Pelicans enter this matchup desperate to stop the bleeding, winless at 0-6 and reeling after 6 straight losses that have left them anchored to the bottom of the Southwest standings. Dallas, though just 2-5, finds itself trying to steady a rocky start of its own, sitting 4th in the division and clinging to signs of rhythm at home. The stakes feel bigger than the records show. One team is searching for a spark to revive belief. The other is seeking consistency before frustration sets in. The predictive metrics lean heavily toward Dallas, roughly a 2-1 edge, but with both rosters thinned by injuries, this contest carries the weight of urgency and survival for early season positioning. Statistically, this matchup tilts toward efficiency versus volatility. The Pelicans average 107.7 points on 42.1% shooting, relying on volume and paint presence rather than perimeter precision. Dallas has been slightly less explosive at 103.3 points per game, but more composed in execution, shooting 44.5% overall and 32.7% from deep. New Orleans rebounding, 40.7 per game, holds even with Dallas, 41.3. But the Mavericks' ball control and assist rate, 23.1 per game to the Pelicans' 22.0, signal better offensive rhythm. Zion Williamson remains the engine for New Orleans, posting 22.8 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 4.6 assists, while leading the team in steals, 2.0, and efficiency inside the arc. Williamson embodies the Pelicans' interior identity: power, isolation, and relentless second-chance energy. For Dallas, Anthony Davis anchors both ends, averaging 20.8 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 1.2 blocks on 52% shooting. D'Angelo Russell's 5.6 assists guide a more balanced, half-court-oriented attack. It's brute force versus composure, physical aggression against structured control. Recent form draws a sharp contrast. The Pelicans have lost 6 straight, giving up 122-plus points in 3 of their last 4. defensive breakdowns have turned close games into collapses. 137-106 at OKC, 128-124 against the Clippers, and a 122-88 rout in Denver. Effort has been Southern Indiana's constant, but fatigue and nearly 15 turnovers per game sap momentum. Dallas hasn't fully clicked either, dropping its last two, 110-102 to Houston and 122-110 at Detroit, though a 107-105 win over Indiana showed its ceiling when Davis controls both ends. The Mavericks' defense has tightened, holding Oklahoma City to 101 in a recent win, and while their offense remains streaky, their half-court execution yields cleaner looks. One team is slipping, the other still searching. But Dallas's home composure offers the edge. The duel inside takes center stage. Zion Williamson versus Anthony Davis, a clash of power and precision. Williamson's 22.8 points stem from sheer force and rim pressure, converting 48.7% despite limited range. Davis counters with balance and poise, 20.8 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 52% shooting, blending touch, length, and elite defensive IQ. Zion collapses defenses through drives and post-ups. Davis controls spacing with mid-range rhythm and rim protection. Both anchor their teams on both ends, but their support differs. New Orleans leans on Jordan Poole's 14.5-point spark and Trey Murphy's stretch shooting, while Dallas depends on Russell's playmaking, Cooper Flagg's athleticism, and Klay Thompson's gravity. The outcome may hinge on whose style dictates tempo, Zion's explosiveness or Davis's composed dominance. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Dallas winner. From a tactical lens, this game may turn on transition control and rim protection. The Pelicans play faster but sloppier, relying on offensive rebounding to compensate for shooting inefficiency. Dallas thrives when it dictates tempo, forcing opponents into mid-range pull-ups through switch-heavy defense anchored by Davis and Lively. The Mavericks' spacing gives them more consistent three-point rhythm, while New Orleans' bench, thinned by injuries to Missy, Williamson, and DeJounte Murray, struggles to sustain energy. Rebounding remains even, but turnovers and shooting splits favor Dallas. The Pelicans will need elite paint scoring to offset perimeter gaps, while the Mavericks' challenge is to maintain ball movement and avoid getting dragged into a physical, chaotic rhythm that plays to New Orleans' strengths. X factors. D'Angelo Russell's decision-making and Trey Murphy's perimeter touch could both swing momentum. Prediction: Dallas 114, New Orleans 106. The Mavericks' balance, home comfort, and interior control should tilt this contest in their favor. Davis's two-way steadiness anchors a poised performance, while New Orleans' offensive inefficiency and thin rotation likely keep the skid alive. The final picture, Dallas disciplined, New Orleans desperate, plays out as another night where execution trumps energy. Oklahoma City Thunder versus Portland Trail Blazers. Oklahoma City enters Portland with the unmistakable stride of an early season powerhouse. At 7-0, they top the Northwest Division, riding a 7-game win streak that's turned momentum into identity. Every win has reinforced their offensive balance and defensive edge, and now they meet a Trailblazers team standing 4-3 and scrapping to stay within the division chase. For Portland, this homestand at the Moda Center carries weight, a chance to reset the tone against a conference leader. The matchup predictor gives the Thunder a commanding edge, but these Blazers have shown enough grit at home to make it a fight worth watching. Both teams tell a tale of contrasting rhythms. Oklahoma City is producing at a high clip, averaging 122.1 points while shooting 48.8% from the field and 42.1% from deep. Their free throw mark sits at 86%, and their ball movement, 25.1 assists per game, is the heartbeat of a fluid, unselfish system. On the other side, Portland averages 120.3 points per night, nearly matching OKC's pace but doing it through heavier shot creation from the wings. Their 45.1% shooting and 37.8% three-point mark show efficiency with volume, while 26.6 assists per game highlight a team that leans on spacing and decision-making. Defensively, OKC's blend of energy and discipline has held opponents down, anchored by 10.7 steals and 5.3 blocks per game. Portland's counters come from a more balanced team defense, forcing turnovers with their guards and controlling boards through Donovan Clingan's 9.1 rebounds per game. The clash of tempo and control defines this contest, Oklahoma City's sharp execution against Portland's need to grind possessions and dictate pace. Form tells its own story. The Thunder haven't flinched once, winning 7 straight with margins that showcase dominance and composure. A 137-108 dismantling of New Orleans, a 127-108 rout of Washington, and a defensive slugfest win over Dallas. They've adapted seamlessly to every style thrown at them. Portland's last 5 show fight but inconsistency, a 123-115 loss to the Lakers, followed by a close 109-107 defeat to Denver. Yet a 138-134 overtime win over Utah revealed resilience and offensive bite. The Blazers are still searching for rhythm but have proven capable of striking when their shooters heat up. The question is whether their improving chemistry can withstand the precision machine rolling into town. The headliners bring firepower and contrast. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander leads OKC with 33.6 points, 5.9 assists, and 5.1 rebounds per game, shooting 52.6% from the floor and 89.6% at the line. He dictates pace with surgical poise, punishing switches and living at the elbow. Opposite him, Deni Avdija paces Portland at 24.1 points and 9.1 rebounds, hitting 49.1% of his shots and 82.4% from the stripe. His inside-out versatility gives the Blazers a multi-layered attack, while Drew Holiday's 8.3 assists and steady 31.9% shooting from 3 make him the stabilizer. The duel between Gilgeous-Alexander's efficiency and Avdija's versatility is the game within the game, one built on rhythm versus relentlessness. Yet beyond the stat lines, both embody their team's philosophies. OKC's pace and space freedom thrives on SGA's control and creativity, while Portland leans on Avdija's composure to anchor a young, evolving offense. Their contrasting leadership styles, Gilgeous-Alexander's quiet precision against Avdija's vocal competitiveness, add another layer of intrigue, setting the tone for a matchup that could hinge on who adapts faster when defenses tighten in the fourth quarter. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Thunder winner strategically. OKC's edge lies in structure. They move the ball with precision, spacing the floor through Chet Holmgren's 56.9% shooting and rim protection, and collapse defenses with constant drives from their guards. Defensively, their switching and weak side rotations have smothered opponents' secondary scorers. Portland will rely on interior presence. Clingan's rebounding, Grant's mid-range touch, and Avdija's playmaking to slow tempo and control flow. Turnovers and defensive boards will be the pivot points. The team that limits transition leaks will dictate rhythm. X factors come from depth. Isaiah Joe's shooting consistency for OKC and Shaedon Sharpe's burst scoring for Portland could shift the scoreboard in stretches where stars are contained. Prediction: Oklahoma City's combination of offensive flow, turnover discipline, and rim protection gives them the sharper edge. Expect Portland to hang tough early behind crowd energy and Avdija's activity, but sustained efficiency wins late. Thunder 122, Trail Blazers 111. This matchup feels less like a test and more like a statement. Another chance for Oklahoma City to confirm what's becoming clear across the league. Balance, defense, and composure travel anywhere.